everyone. Let's talk about some IELTS writing vocabulary. This will enhance your lexical resources and help you to write essays and letters using these new words. Similarly, linking structure, cohesive device, and academic words are here to help you to describe your graphs and different trends. And especially, vocab contributes 25% of your marking criteria for writing task 1 and 2. So let's quickly jump into those words which you can use for office in place of. Can you put that in easier words? Reasonably, fairly, pretty accurate, comparatively, after all, evidently, visibly. Let's jump to words to alternative. This is for task 1 and 2 especially. On the other hand, instead, conversely, however, an additional option is representative, replace, substitution. Now you must be thinking there are so many alternative words for each situation. Let's take the third to concession. Despite the fact that, even though, despite, nevertheless, however, up until now, however, in any case, till yet. You must not be feeling that now there's expand of your vocabulary, so you not be feeling short of words. Let's jump to words to deduction, which is subsequently, in simple terms, in this situation, in a different way. This means that if yes or no, retrieval, extraction, withdrawal. Giving examples, this is especially for your task 2 where you have to quote one example in each of the paragraphs to explain your point of view, such as an example, in a following manner, that is, in this instance, specifically, put differently, specifically, for example, for instance. Now let's talk about some generalization where you have to talk like overall or give a broad picture. So the words would be broadly speaking, broadly, overall, generally speaking, in general, typically, usually, fundamentally, significantly. You can note down these words and there would be no shortage in repetitive words in your task 1 and task 2 now. Let's jump to the generalization. In summary, in general, essentially, significantly, in a wide manner, generally speaking. Words to contrast in place of, on the other hand, in contrast, on the other hand, by contrast, variation, difference, paradox, difference, discrepancy. All these words lead to your contrast. Now, sometimes you have to support and strengthen your point of view. Don't be feeling short of words now after this slide. Moreover, in addition to that, additionally, above all, as well as, in the same way, into the bargain, on top of that, what's more, result and consequence words when you have to conclude something or you have to provide the result of the graph or have to provide the consequence in the capacity of outcome effect in this way. Therefore, due to this, that fact, as a result, consequently. When you have to summarize your essay or you have to summarize your writing task, one or two, in conclusion, to conclude, in brief, to summarize, overall, therefore, consequently, as a consequence, hence. You have to support and strengthen your point despite, in spite of, after all, evidently, visibly, noticeably, clearly, naturally, of course, as can be expected. Let's jump into words to highlight when you want to specifically notice something or you want them to underline something. So, highlight, specifically, notably, focus primarily, underline, appear, in particular, exceptionally, mainly spotlight. Words to rephrase, put differently, instead, in simple terms, fairly, reasonably, a little bit, fairly, quite fairly, relatively. When you have to put an alternate condition or you are looking for an alternate or you have to give alternates, alternatively, rather, on the other hand, but, nevertheless, another possibility is proxy, substitute, replacement. Again, words to alternate, conversely, on the contrary, in contrast, in comparison difference, variation, contradiction, dissimilarity. You must have expanded your vocab by now. Let's words to transition with regards to, with reference to, as for, it follows that, turning to, at present, at the moment, currently. Words to summary, conversely, in place of, on the other hand, nevertheless, another choices, agent, substitute, replacement. Words to consequence, therefore, as a result, in order to, if that is that, if that is the situation, in these conditions, given that situation, therefore, consequently. So, you must have got all the alternatives words for consequence now. Let's jump to linking words. This linking words is when you have your essay and you write firstly, secondly, thirdly. Enough with those words now. Let's start the linking words to begin with. Next, lastly. So firstly, secondly, thirdly would be to begin with, next, lastly, initially, in addition, ultimately, to start off, to wrap up, in succession, forthcoming, succeeding, first of all, next, lastly, initially, moreover, lastly, to start off, to finish, subsequently, forthcoming, succeeding. I would request you to please subscribe my channel. I post a daily video and shorts. Please subscribe and please follow my channel. Have a great day. Thank you.